See, I feel one game doesn't overshadow 2 years of hard work from another player. That's my point of view. And you need to understand what Jinx has done for the team over the past 2 years. He averages almost 50 in this format, and he's probably the most solid batsman in our team in the Test format. So we'll look at him from that point of view. Certainly, Karun was stepping into his shoes, and what he did was remarkable. Sealing his spot as far as the squad is concerned was something that Karun did. But as I said, you can't overlook 2 years of hard work from Ajinkya with just one Test match. He deserves to, walk back into the team whenever he got fit, and yeah, that's my take on it. Not me. It's not my job to make headlines. Not my job to provide any headlines in press conferences either. So I would say well tried. But see, we want to focus on our processes and playing good cricket. No team is invincible. No team is unbeatable. Cricket, there's always opportunities for both sides at different stages of the game. Test matches more so. One session, 1 hour of good cricket can swing the game in any team's direction. So we understand that. We've been able to win games because of persistence by the bowlers, application from the batsmen coming back from tough situations. So our aim is going to be exactly the same as we had in the season just before the one day and T20s. Nothing changes for us. We never felt invincible. We feel like we can perform against any team in the world and win against any team in the world. But that doesn't make us feel that we are not beatable. You always need to understand your strengths and weaknesses, and I think this team does that very well. See, as I said, I mean, it's an equal battle. You can't discount Bangladesh's batting as well. They did really well in New Zealand just now. Outstanding effort, scoring, I think, more than 350 runs in one day was phenomenal. I mean, and going at 4.5 and over throughout the day was something very special. So we can't take any aspect of their team lightly. We need to play the same way that we played against any other side in the world, and Bangladesh does have quality cricketers. The only way you can win Test matches is by persistence and application and discipline. So I think we're going to focus on those things and not take it as skill battles in particular. We want to have a complete team performance. See, bench strength gives you options when people are injured. I think that's where it counts. An injury should not deplete a team, and that's something that the bench strength contributes from. So we're lucky to have guys who are up and ready for Test cricket. Jayant walked in beautifully. In T20s, one days as well, you saw Chahal and Kedar stepping up. So we do have a pool of players who are coming up nicely. Credit obviously goes to the selectors to identify the players, but to the players as well to practice their disciplines regularly, to work on their fitness levels, have consistent performances in the domestic circuit. That's how you come up into that pool and are ready to play Test cricket. So I think it's a back and forth sort of thing where you identify players, but they have to put in the effort which they have. So we're lucky that we have good bench strength going forward, and God forbid if there's any injury at any stage or niggles. As you said, we have 2-3 guys to fill in each position, which is, I think, a great thing for the team. Yes, for sure. See, you need to back players for a long time for them to become match winners and eventually, have long careers for Team India, have consistent performances. If you chip and change too many players, especially, I think bowlers can be switched according to conditions. You might want to play 3 spinners, sometimes you might want to play 3 seamers, or some seamer might be more effective on a seamer-friendly wicket. Some guys might have more pace for reverse swing. So I think those things are subject to change and adjustment. But I think from a batting lineup point of view, you need big runs in Test cricket. And to chip and change regularly doesn't let the batsman gain confidence as such. So it's very important to back guys who get injured and they come back, who've been a regular feature in your playing 11, they need to be given a chance as soon as they come back. If form or those kind of things happen, then obviously you're subject to changing that player. But otherwise, I think it's very important to back your top players who are going to feature in the playing 11 for a long time. At the same time, you need to keep those youngsters within the squad, to groom them, to nurture them, and make them understand the situation exactly. I think communication is a big thing on that front, and that's something that we do really well in this team with the management and myself as well, conveying to the players what we want and how we look at each player in this team. I don't think so. I think they have the skill. It's just that they don't play that many test matches to gain confidence as a squad. I mean, it's very basic. They have become a very good one-day side because of the fact that they play so many one-days and they know their set combination. If you don't play test cricket too often, you will never understand the mindset. So I think that's where it comes from. They've beaten all the sides in the world in one-day cricket, and because they know exactly how to play that format, because they play it regularly, you can practice as much as you want, but game time is something which is very different. So the more test cricket that they play, ability is going to be there. It's just the mindset that changes from format to format, and I'm sure when they get more test cricket, they will become solid test players and solid test team as well, because they have that game time behind them. So I think it should be pushed, and they certainly have the skill to compete at the test level, and the more games that they get, as I said, they'll keep getting better. But as I said, we are wary of their skills and the talent that they bring to the table, and we're going to focus on what we do best as a team. Yeah, I mean, they haven't come to India much, is what I've recently found out. We've gone to Bangladesh quite a bit, but they've never been to India. I don't think they've ever been here for a bilateral as well before this. So yeah, it is a historic moment for both the teams and the countries as well. I hope this can happen much more. We've gone there way too many times. I think they should also start coming here, and it'll be great for them as well to play in India. I think it's a great place to play cricket, big crowds, and they'll certainly enjoy it. They had one game in the World T20, but I think it should happen more often. And yeah, it is a special occasion. I'm just happened to be the captain at this time, but it is indeed going to be a special day. सर वो हम डिसाइड करेंगे शाम को. अभी मैं कॉम्बिनेशन नहीं डिस्क्लोज कर सकता, और हम लोग दोनों एस्पेक्ट में अच्छा कर रहे हैं, इसीलिए हम नंबर 1 हैं अभी, और हम इतने टेस्ट मैचेस जीते हैं सिर्फ बैटिंग की वजह से नहीं. बॉलर्स ने 20 विकेट लिए हैं इसलिए हम जीते हैं, और बॉलर्स ने रन भी बनाए इसलिए हम जीते हैं. तो आई थिंक बॉलर्स का रोल जो है वो ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट रहा है पिछले 1 साल के अंदर, और हम वही माइंडसेट से खेलने जाते हैं कि बॉलर्स हमारे मेन प्लेयर्स हैं टेस्ट मैचेस में, और वही आपको मैच जिताएंगे. आप 800 रन भी बना सकते हैं, लेकिन अगर 20 विकेट नहीं लेंगे तो मैच जीता नहीं जाता है. तो सिर्फ मैं ये नहीं बोलूँगा कि हमारी बैटिंग स्ट्रॉन्ग है, हमारी बॉलिंग बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है, और हम 20 विकेट लेते आ रहे हैं, इसलिए हम टेस्ट मैचेस जीत पा रहे हैं. ऐसे जैसा मैंने बोला कि हम ऑपोजिशन पे ज़्यादा फोकस नहीं करेंगे. हमें पता है कि वो क्या टैलेंट और एबिलिटी लेकर आ रहे हैं, लेकिन हम बैठ के ये नहीं सोचेंगे कि वो क्या करने वाले हैं. अगर हम अपनी स्किल्स पे फोकस करेंगे तो हमें रिजल्ट मिलेंगे जो हम चाहते हैं. तो हमें अपना डिसिप्लिन देख कर आगे बढ़ना होगा. I think he's been doing well in the domestic circuit, so him being called up is not a surprising thing for anyone. He's been in the reckoning. He did well in the warm-up game as well against England. So he's been playing well. He's been bowling well. Yeah, he does bring in something different to the table. Obviously, a leg spinner is also someone who brings variety into the attack, and I feel a Chinaman does the same. So yeah, I mean, in future, I don't know how things will shape up. Right now, our 4 spinners are pretty much set, and Mishi has been doing really well, but unfortunately he had a little injury, so Kuldeep comes in, but he will stay in our scheme of things along with 2-3 other spinners that we've targeted also from the domestic circuit. So we will have a strong pool, as I mentioned earlier, and yeah, I hope Kuldeep can keep working on his skills and become a more consistent bowler, because I think he can make a big difference at some stage in some place in the world. Every international game is challenging. I mean, it's not that other teams were easy or Bangladesh is going to be easy. The mindset remains the same. You prepare the same way. You go and you try to follow the same plans out there in the middle. For me, the opposition doesn't matter. I'm just playing the ball. I watch the revolutions on the ball, how much turn it has from the pitch. I'm not playing any names or anyone who's running into ball. I'm playing the ball. So for me, that doesn't change. Be it anyone, any opposition. What's important is how you prepare. Consistency comes from that. I think when you prepare in a particular way and you keep repeating that, anyone out there in the middle, you keep thinking the same way about the game. You have similar mindset every game that you play. So my mindset won't change at all from all the previous games that I've played, and it'll pretty much be the same.